Amy,
Oh my God.
have you ever met a haunted doll?
I can, no, I cannot say I have met a haunted doll.
It's still us, Mo and Amy from the Flippin' Fantastic podcast. This is just our behind the scenes where we talk about everything and anything except reselling. Make sure you subscribe and take a listen. Bye.
Well, you know that the beloved childhood doll of a lot of us, I had Raggedy Ann. This is not
Uh-huh.
my childhood one, but I had her. Is one of has one of the most frightening backstories of being a haunted doll ever.
Wow. I had no clue. I had no clue. Well, I have lots of questions. So who was that doll supposed to be?
Today we're talking about is the one and only Annabelle.
No. No clue. I
S-
had no
So
clue,
un-
Mo.
so unlike the movie, the Conjuring movie, which is kind of a mesh of two stories because there's the Conjuring house, it's a real haunted house. And then
Okay.
there's Annabelle, the haunted doll. But the haunted doll, they made her like real scary looking and she's like a one of those porcelain dolls in the movie, but the real Annabelle is a beloved Raggedy Ann. Raggedy Ann,
Wow.
the most
I
harmless
had
doll.
Well, first we should start off by saying, first, I've never seen The Conjuring. I don't know what it. I don't know anything about it. I didn't know anything about this doll because I'm not into like scary stuff, like as far as movies are concerned. So
Right,
this is all like the research that I had to do for this is all new to me. So,
right.
yeah, no clue. I had no clue it was Raggedy Ann. Yeah, no clue at all. But you're into this stuff, Mo, so you probably
Yeah,
already knew about it before we said, "Oh, let's talk about the Annabelle doll." And
yes.
it's not even the Annabelle specifically. Well, specifically that we're talking about. It's the tour she's on right now.
Right. Annabelle Belle's on a tour right now. And she's going to different states to different like paracons. And well, let's put a picture. Here's Annabelle. This is the box she stays in. It is blessed and has prayers inscribed on it. Then, of course, someone sticks the devil tarot on. I don't know. But she's been that way for a very long time. And so we'll talk about her, but she's supposedly haunted. And for as much as I'm into this stuff, I'm going to tell you, I mean, well, seeing is believing. And I
Uh-huh.
don't know that I buy it.
Really?
Um,
Okay.
yeah. The hold on, sorry. First of all, there's a lot of issue around the Warrens, Ed and Lorraine Warren, who
Mhm.
came up with this doll. Somebody gave them this doll because it was haunted. And supposedly all the stories. Here's my problem. Absolutely none of their stories can be corroborated. None of them have
Oh,
ever been
okay.
corroborated. I don't have a picture of and this is a big Raggedy Ann. This is Elaine
Oh, it
Warren.
sure is. Oh, I had
So
no
like,
idea. I didn't even know it was that big. I thought it was like the smaller dolls,
nope.
like the like maybe 12-inch ones. That's
Yeah, no.
huge.
She's a big one. She's a big girl.
Oh my gosh. So I didn't even know that it was given to this family. I thought just because I didn't know how it came about. So she was already haunted and then given to this couple.
Yeah,
That's
so this
the
Ed and Lorraine Warren are famous in the paranormal community. They are the I don't want to say the original, but they made a name
Mhm.
for themselves, going to hauntings and
Oh.
trying to free the spirits and all this kind of stuff. She claimed to be a psychic or medium or something. Lorraine did.
Uh-huh.
I forget exactly what title she claimed. I guess a psychic medium.
Mhm.
So, and yeah, they would get, these guys, they were involved in the Conjuring house, which is in Rhode Island. It's still there. There's some
Mhm.
problems with that though, because you used to be able to go to it, and there's a crazy lady running it now. And I mean, like, she's off her
Oh,
rocker. Yeah, that's
okay.
a whole other, that's a whole
A whole
other,
nother podcast?
oh yeah. If you haven't, go find Jason Halsey's one of the original ghost hunters, or was on TV. He's got a whole series about this lady because his daughter and her partner were working for her. the house, and the lady just like lost her. All the employees quit. It's like a crazy. She was harassing him. It was crazy, 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 crazy.
Oh.
Anyway, so maybe that house makes you crazy. But so
Oh,
Annabelle
true.
has nothing to do with the Conjuring house, like, but
Mhm.
but they both have stuff to do with the Warrens. So somebody, made the
Oh,
movies.
okay.
Anyway, back to Annabelle. Oh, back to the Warrens. Yeah, the Warrens were
Yeah.
involved with like the Amityville house, Amityville Horror,
Mhm.
the Conjuring house, and lots of other things. But there's all the stories about Annabelle, about what happened to people, are all
They
just from
can't.
the mouths of Ed and Lorraine. So,
Okay.
and as far as I know, no one's no one's been able to corroborate the stuff that happened.
Okay.
So, so the story is that Annabelle was there was a girl, was a nurse. I want to say it was in Florida. I'm not sure. Anyway, parents, somebody gave her Annabelle, the doll, right? And she had a roommate, and they would come home. They put the doll like on the couch. This is the 70s, okay? They would
Okay.
put the doll like on a chair or the couch or something in in their like living space, living room. And when they would
This is
come
like pre-haunting? Like this is the original
This
lore
is the
of this
original story of
doll?
Annabelle. Yes.
Okay.
So Annabelle would be on like a chair in their family room, and then when they would come home, she'd be in the bedroom with the door shut. So there was a lot of that. Supposedly, the boyfriend of the roommate, not the owner of the doll, boyfriend of the roommate, woke up with the doll on him, and there was scratches on him that disappeared 2 days later. Okay, whatever. So
Okay.
they get a psychic. This is the story. The girls get a psychic who comes and tells them that the doll is possessed. There's a little girl there that died on the property where their apartment is now. And she had taken
Okay.
over the doll, and just she wasn't anything bad, just to live with her. The other thing is that they said they found notes on parchment paper, which none, they did not have, that said, "Help me." Okay. And they
Oh.
had brought that, he got scratched. They brought in the psychic or the medium, and they had a seance. And she was a 7-year-old girl named Annabelle Higgins. She'd been found, okay, her body had been found on the site where the apartment was built.
Okay.
The medium claimed she was a fine spirit, and just wanted to be loved and cared for. And she wanted to take up permanent residence in the doll. But I guess they did not like that, and they called in a priest, Episcopal priest. And this Episcopal priest contacted Ed and Lorraine Warren. And they come
Okay.
in and like, because the girls, I guess the girls called because they thought this medium told them it was a little girl and she's in this doll. And they probably didn't want her there. They wanted her to move on.
Right.
And Ed and Lorraine Warren come and they say, well, spirits of people don't haunt dolls. This is demonic because everything with the Warrens was demonic, just so you know.
Oh.
So spirits do not possess inanimate objects. This is a demon, blah, blah, blah.
I see
Um,
where we're going.
they said there was signs of demonic possession. The mark of the beast was when he got scratched. They did the Warrens had an exorcism performed of the apartment, and they took Annabelle. And then that's when they put her in the box. Well, after. They take Annabelle, and they said that the priest that performed the exorcism. Oh, no. Sorry. First, the Warrens were driving home after the exorcism with Annabelle, and Lorraine, sorry, says that her brakes kept cutting out. They didn't drive on the highway because they were afraid Annabelle would get them in an accident. So they drove back roads and the brakes kept cutting out.
Okay.
Okay, so whatever. So when they got home, in the car, Ed doused the doll with holy water, and the problem with the brakes disappeared. They had the doll in Ed's study, like a locked office, but she would turn up in the house, they said. And the office wasn't in the house, like it was in a building off their, on their property. Like,
Yeah.
not connected. So that's when they put her in the box. And the box she's in has like the Lord's Prayer on it, engraved on it
Uh-huh.
somewhere, something, and Saint Michael's
Yeah.
prayer. So they
Mhm.
bind her, and supposedly they put stuff, they say prayers over it. Once a priest was visiting them, so they had a museum of all this stuff, which is like, so when we get to the part you're going to talk about, Annabelle's part of, right? And the guy that kind of ran it and stuff now. Supposedly the priest was he was kind of mocking the doll when he got there. He picked
Oh.
up the doll and he totaled his car on the way home.
Oh my.
Another visitor years later knocked on the glass case here, and on his way home, lost control of his motorcycle, crashed headfirst into a tree, and died. His girlfriend didn't die. She was on the back of the bike with him. Um,
Yikes.
again, none of this. We don't know the original owner's name. Like those girls, like I don't
Uh-huh.
know like I think it said it was like Donna or something.
Oh,
Is it
okay.
really?
Yeah,
Nobody knows. Like no one has ever come forward and say, "Yeah, that was my dog."
right.
No one's ever corroborated the story of this guy hitting the tree and
The
dying.
tree
Like,
and stuff. Oh.
so I
So
am
it could
of
have been made up for like,
yes.
you know,
See, I
to
think the Warrens made
oh,
up a
okay.
lot of crap and they caused a lot of nonsense wherever they went.
Mhm.
So, if you want to know more about the Warrens' nonsense, you can read up on them. The Conjuring House, like basically the owner kicked them out at one point.
Oh,
Yeah, so that's the history of Annabelle. I call BS.
wow.
So now in
Oh.
present day, Annabelle's on tour.
Yeah, I think that's well, one, this is what I wanted to talk about or like I thought was kind of funny when we were like,
Mhm.
"Oh, let's do this." Why is it called Devils on the Run tour? Like like come on. Devils on the Run tour? That's pretty like sensational,
Just
you know?
exactly. And that's why. That's
Yeah.
why. That's why.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
Mhm.
I just thought isn't it and it's on tour and there's, like, supposedly, like, it's going to, like, different states and different cities across the
Mhm.
nation, and all of these, like, coincidental things are happening in these cities,
Right.
and people are thinking it's, Annabelle from the research well, I guess it depends on what you believe, right? That
Mhm.
it's you can find you can make anything corroborate with anything, you know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah. Yeah,
Mm,
correlation doesn't mean causation, right? She was in
exactly.
Texas and there was floods.
Mm,
She was in Pennsylvania, and the day she arrived in Pennsylvania, the emergency response system went down. Like basically
yeah, like
911 went down that day. They
yeah,
had some
that's what I
problems.
saw too. I saw that. That
Yeah.
I think the first the first stop that had a problem was in New Orleans. That was the, what was it called? It was some kind of a con or something that it was going to. I can't remember what
Yeah.
the con was
They're
called.
all like paracons, paranormal
Paracons,
conventions.
that's
Yeah.
it. Yeah, she was in Louisiana, and supposedly the shop that it was in, like, there was, like, shaking mirrors and glass and stuff in the
Yeah.
shops surrounding it,
Uh-huh.
and I
Yeah.
was just like, "Okay, that's kinda crazy." And then, I saw that there were dogs with bloody eyes. I don't know if they meant real dogs or, like, doll dogs. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. And then they said there was, like, chills and stuff in, like, the shop surrounding it. And then while she was on display, there was like, a historic plantation that burned down,
Oh,
and,
yeah, yeah. Hold on.
yeah, it was called the Nottoway Plantation, and, there's, the history of slaves and stuff, and if that's what that's historical for, but that's a pretty gnarly I think it burned down too,
That's a
like,
terrible
even more
fire.
than that. That
Yeah.
is a terrible fire. Like, that's
Mhm.
a loss of, history, whether
And was
it's
that
just
is that
history.
right? I mean, it's history. It's history. Was that
Yeah.
like could you visit that place? Was it open to the
I
public
don't
and
know if
stuff?
it was yeah, I don't know if it was one of those type of like a museum type place.
Yeah.
I
I'm
didn't
just
see
wondering.
that.
I mean, it
Mhm.
looked like it was kept very nice. Do you know what
Yeah.
I mean?
It
Like the grounds and
mhm.
everything, so.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Mhm.
So that happened while she was there. And then there were inmates from a prison that
Yes,
escaped.
yes,
I think it was like
yes.
9. I'm not sure if that was it, but like 9
Yeah.
people escaped, which is,
Mhm.
kind
I
of
forgot about that because I was like, that was the beginning of the summer, you know?
that was I think that was mid-May, this past May.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that all happened. And then they went to West Virginia at some point, and I think there was some oh, oh, yeah, the West Virginia trip, there were they went to a prison that was supposedly haunted. Like that was the
mhm,
stop for West Virginia.
yeah,
It was called it was in Moundsville. It was the West Virginia State Penitentiary.
mhm,
And
yeah,
I saw 2 different things, which is, kind of typical. I saw that they went there with Annabelle, and then there was like a lot of like paranormal activity going on. And
right,
then I read some other stuff that said typically there's paranormal activity at this place, but when Annabelle came, it ceased. It like stopped, like all of it had stopped, as if, her demonic
energy,
presence
right,
caused it to like
right,
they
right,
were like, whoa,
yeah,
we're gonna set back. So I heard 2
uh-huh,
different things, which is literally a complete 180. Like which one was it, guys? You know what I mean?
right.
What did you hear? Did you hear anything about the West Virginia one? It was
I didn't look so much up that, I
mhm.
didn't really look up I didn't know there was other things. I mean, I knew the Pennsylvania one and the
Uh-huh.
Texas. She had
Yeah.
been those places. I mean,
Uh-huh.
but Annabelle she wasn't in California when they had fires
True.
the beginning of the year.
True.
I mean, she wasn't in, she's always in New England.
New England?
What's happening up
Yeah.
there? I mean, sure, you could
True.
say something terrible every day.
I thought this one was really interesting. It went to San Antonio. I don't know if the order is correct, but it also went to
Yeah.
San Antonio, Texas, to the Black
Mhm.
Swan Inn in May 17th and 18th, and it
Mhm.
went to the Psychic and Spirit Fest, where there's like burial grounds and stuff like that. And they said that there was some, which I didn't know anything. Well, I did know about it. I just didn't know that this was what it was called. They said there was some activity around the ley lines. Is it ley lines or ley lines? I
Ley
can't remember how
lines,
they
yeah.
say it.
Ley
That
lines.
there was some activity around the ley lines. And
Mhm.
I was like, oh, that's interesting. Because of course, I went down a rabbit hole of ley lines because
Of ley lines.
I remember hearing stuff about this probably like 10 years ago, but it was like in England and stuff about like
Mhm.
fires along these lines. Anyway,
Mhm.
so I was like, I went down a rabbit hole of that. But they also said that when Annabelle was at this fest, that the atmospheric temperature changed drastically. Like they said that it was so cold that you had to put on 2 jackets. I was just like, that's very specific, by the way. But I guess they're saying the temperature dropped
Right.
that much in that area.
Right.
But yeah. But I thought those, what is it? Lee lines?
Ley lines.
Ley lines. Okay. So I was interested in the ley lines because where I live, there's a story of like a witch and stuff, like in my area. And I
Ooh.
was like, huh, I wonder if there's any ley lines in my area. Mo, I live on, I live probably, I don't know exactly because I couldn't find a map that zeroes in exactly, but I live
Yeah.
on a ley line. And I was like, oh, so I wonder if this witch story is on a ley line too. I need to find a map that has Virginia ley lines on it because it runs literally, I swear it runs through my neighborhood. I don't know. That's a
Tell me if you see
what
the
do you
witch in your backyard.
exactly? I mean, it's not yeah, there's some I even have a book about it on my coffee table. It's called The Witch of Pungo. But
What is it?
yeah.
The Witch of Pongo?
So Pungo, like in
Okay.
101 Dalmatians, that dog's name's
Yeah.
Pungo.
Mhm. Cool. I gotta
So
look
that
that
one
up.
was interesting. I went down a rabbit hole of the ley lines, but then there was another one which I think you talked about was in they went on a tour of the haunted orphanage in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania,
Mhm. Right.
and that's where that Dan Rivera, he
Mhm.
was what was he? Was he a paranormal investigator? I'm not sure if
Yep.
that's the right terminology. and he was involved with it or went there and stuff like that, and he ended up found dead in his hotel room, which
Mhm.
is that's kind of creepy. I think I sent you a picture of that guy. At least I think it
Yes, I have him.
from what I saw.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was only 54 years old.
Yeah. I
What
mean,
did you know more about him?
no, I just I mean, I don't think anything's come. I don't know if they did an autopsy or anything. 50s, a male, your prime age for a heart attack. Oh,
Right. Yeah, it said the coroner ruled his death natural,
right.
and they said that the doll was not in his hotel room when he died. So
Right,
there's no
right.
foul play. So,
No
yeah.
foul play from the doll.
Yeah.
Um, I
So, you
mean,
know what else is strange too? You know how you were saying that the 911 outages were happening at the same time? I
mhm.
wonder if there's a correlation between his time of death to the 911 outage too. Like I didn't
Oh, I don't know. I didn't see anything about that. I just
yeah,
I now see because you know, I'm I'm like 3 miles from the PA line. So,
uh-huh.
our news is all Philly based. And I just remember getting news updates and seeing it on everything that the EMS, the emergency management system or whatever they call it was down and that if you were in Pennsylvania and you needed to call the local number, you know,
Yeah.
because 911 wasn't working. I don't know
Mhm.
when if it was at the same time. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know.
I
I mean,
know. It
I feel bad for him. I feel like, they have those widowmakers, no, there's no they
there's no
don't know it
signs. That's
until they
yeah,
know it,
like
and who
I
knows,
know.
he's 54, he's still at that age where he's like, I don't need to go to the doctor. You know what I mean? I don't need to go
Yeah.
to the doctor. But, you should
Mhm.
probably be having a stress test, if you have certain risk factors. You know, I,
Exactly.
I just,
You just don't
I
buy it.
don't, I think so. Here's me. Now I have been paranormally investigating. I've been interested in this stuff since I was a kid. I've been doing this professionally for 16, almost 17 years. I think that there's a lot of stuff about the Warrens. Like they're a whole rabbit hole you can go down. I think that Annabelle was bullshit. Now maybe they got it from somebody's apartment that was haunted. Maybe they just bought it at a
Mhm.
store. I don't know because there's no
Right.
corroboration.
Yeah.
I do think that places and objects can hold energy of maybe traumatic, and I should say that a lot of times the energy is from a traumatic event just because that your energy surrounding that is high. Like for instance,
Mhm.
we do our every October at Fort Delaware. It was a Civil War prison, there was thousands and thousands of people and prisoners there for, that period of time. It was a lot of
Mhm.
energy and stuff going on now in there. And there's a lot of theories about like, the walls and what kind of minerals they're made out of and you know what I mean and what's underground and it can hold the energy. And I tend to lean that way like there's things that we can't think that maybe there's energy left behind, right? So I think with Annabelle is that I think that there's so much energy around her and anticipation that when she goes places, and I'm not saying she caused floods and the 911 to go out and all that. I'm not saying that. But
Yeah.
like people reporting, oh, it got cold in here and stuff. I think it's them. It's not this doll. It's them. They're creating that.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what I mean?
It's like a
That,
placebo effect.
yeah, or just it could really be happening, but it's them, not
Uh-huh.
this doll. Do you know what I mean? Like
Right.
so many people,
Mhm.
so much energy. That's what I think. There is
Mhm.
a, there is a, these guys that I watch on YouTube, they are called Paranormal Quest. And I don't think they've done much. I think they're on like kind of like their little break, because I haven't seen one of
Mhm.
their videos pop up. I'll have to look. But they bought a doll. They bought a creepy old looking doll and they're like, we're going to make her haunted. And I'm like, that's
Oh.
probably, something, you know what I mean? Like if you take it to enough like haunted places and I don't know, get enough energy in it. I'm not saying that. I think Ed and Lorraine Warren made up Annabelle. for
Right.
the, you know,
Kind of like
they
a
have they have a
for
museum, they had a
publicity and
business.
stuff.
Mm,
Yes.
yeah.
It's a
Hmm.
business. It's a business. Kind of like
Yeah.
yeah, like the circus, like because you think you didn't have internet, you didn't have social media, you didn't have any of that stuff. So you had to kind of like create a reason for people to come to see you and be interested
Exactly.
in you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they
Hmm.
have this little museum that people visit. Oh, we need something big that's going to bring people in. So let's make a story
Right.
about this doll, you
True.
know?
Yeah, I can totally see that. I can totally see it. So well, let's see if the next stop that I know of is in Lexington, Kentucky. So
Yes.
we got to keep an eye out to see what happens in Lexington. Are all the
When when is
all the
it?
horses? When's the Lexington one? Isn't
All
it
the
in
horses go crazy. They escape.
or yeah, exactly. Or I think it's in mid-August that it happens. So keep an eye out for anything surrounding Lexington, Kentucky to see if Annabelle is on the loose. Maybe it'll be interesting just to see, but anything could happen. Like, oh, it's hurricane season, and sometimes
Right.
bands of the
Yeah,
hurricanes come through.
they go mid. Yeah.
So there's gonna be a hurricane and
Tornadoes. It's also
true,
thunderstorm, tornado season. Kentucky's,
right?
Kentucky gets some bad tornadoes. The grid could go
Hmm.
down for whatever. There's endless possibilities. Like
Isn't Fort Knox in Kentucky? Maybe there'll be like a Fort Knox break-in attempt and they're gonna blame Annabelle on it.
there's
I
nothing
don't know.
there's nothing in Fort Knox either. Maybe some
Oh, true.
aliens. I don't know if we have gold
That's
there anymore.
another that's another thing we could talk about, Mo. The Fort Knox. I've gone
Right.
down that rabbit hole of when Fort Knox. I've seen the videos with it's
Uh-huh.
empty and they're like it's all a lore. Oh my gosh, that's another story, Mo. Oh my
Yep.
god. So you guys let us know, what have you heard about Annabelle? What's going to happen in Kentucky? And do you guys even believe it? Do you even believe she's haunted? Do you have any stories? Oh, I want people to tell us if they have any haunted stories, like haunted activities from your house or
Oh yeah.
anything,
Mm-hmm.
because that would be interesting. If you've got any creepy dolls running around your attic, like Toy Story style, just walking around on their own.
Daddy's coming.
Oh my god, exactly. Oh my gosh. So let us know, guys. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and we'll see you next week. Stay sassy. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks so much for watching, and check out more of our videos right here. Stay sassy.